Welcome back to another episode of Money Mind Unlocked. I'm your host, Scott Blaze. Today we're diving into a topic that could literally change the trajectory of your financial future, especially if you're in your 20s. It's about building freedom, stacking skills, and increasing your income outside your 9 to 5. The topic? 7 easy side hustles you can start in your 20s, even if you're broke. Even if you're busy, even if you've never run a business before. Why your 20s? Because this is your unfair advantage. You have energy, time to experiment, low overhead, and the ability to fail forward without too much at stake. Most importantly, the earlier you start building income streams, the more options you create later. Side hustles aren't just about extra money. They're about leverage, about learning how to create, package, and deliver value. Let's start with hustle number 1. Freelancing with a skill you already have. You don't need to be a master, just competent. Can you write, design, translate, edit videos, manage social media? These are in-demand skills. And platforms like Fiverr, Upwork, and TopTal connect you to clients looking for exactly that. The key is to pick a niche. Create a simple portfolio, even if it's just sample projects, and start reaching out. The real secret? Positioning. Don't just say, I edit videos. Say, I help coaches create engaging reels that boost their Instagram reach. That's how you stand out. Hustle number 2. Selling digital products. This one has changed lives. Templates, ebooks, Notion dashboards, resume kits, fitness guides, whatever you're good at. Package it, sell it on Gumroad, Etsy, or your own site. It takes upfront effort, but once it's up, it scales infinitely. You make it once, you sell it forever. Think of something you've created to solve your own problem, then realize that thousands of others have that same problem. Monetize the solution. Hustle number 3. Tutoring or coaching. If you're good at math, languages, writing, coding, music, anything, you can tutor. And if you've already gone through something others are struggling with, like fitness, study techniques, productivity, you can coach. Use platforms like Superprof, Wiseant, or even Zoom. Your voice and guidance become your product. The best tutors and coaches aren't the smartest. They're the ones who make people feel understood and guided. Hustle number 4. Flipping. Buy low, sell high. It works with books, clothes, electronics, collectibles, furniture. Go to thrift stores, Facebook Marketplace, garage sales. Learn to spot value. Resell on eBay, Poshmark, Amazon, or Depop. It's real money, and it teaches you negotiation, marketing, and pricing, all core business skills. This hustle turns you into an investor. You start to see things not for what they are, but for what they're worth. Before we continue, if you're finding this episode helpful so far, take a second to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's the best way to support the show and help more people discover ways to grow their income and independence. Now, let's get back to the rest of the list. Hustle number 5. Print on demand. No inventory, no shipping, just designs. You upload your artwork or slogans to platforms like Redbubble, Teespring, or Printful, and they handle the rest. T-shirts, mugs, stickers, hoodies, it's all automated. You earn per sale. It's low risk, creative, and scalable. Hustle number 6. Affiliate marketing. You recommend products you love, and earn commission when people buy through your link. Amazon Associates is a classic, but every major platform has an affiliate program. Create content around the products, blogs, YouTube videos, Instagram reels. Think of it as digital word of mouth. Authenticity sells. Hustle number 7. Content creation. No, you don't need millions of followers. You need focus and consistency. Pick a niche: personal finance, skincare, productivity, college hacks, and start creating content on TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram. Build trust. Monetize later through brand deals, sponsorships, or digital products. It's not about going viral. It's about building a tribe. Now that you've got the list, let's break down how to actually get started. Because knowing the idea is one thing, executing it is everything. The first step? Choose one, not three, not five. One. Too many people fail because they try to launch too many things at once. Pick the hustle that fits your interests, your current time availability, and your starting skill set. If you like design, try print on demand. If you're articulate and helpful, try tutoring. If you love solving problems, build digital tools. Start with clarity. Don't chase trends. Build from your strengths. Second, commit to a 30-day sprint. Give yourself 1 month to test. Not to succeed wildly, but to execute. Can you make your first sale? Get your first client? Upload your first product? The goal is momentum, not mastery. Third, document everything. What's working? What's not? How long tasks take? What platforms bring traffic? What messages convert? This becomes your playbook. You don't just grow a hustle, you grow yourself. And here's something people forget: consistency beats intensity. Posting one TikTok a day for 90 days will outperform a 3-day content binge. Reaching out to one potential client daily beats a single blast every month. It's the drip, not the flood, that carves rock. Now let's talk time management. The number one excuse is, "I don't have time." But here's the truth: you do. You just haven't prioritized it yet. Track your time for 3 days. You'll find hours lost to scrolling, binge watching, distractions. If you can carve out even 1 hour a day, you can build something meaningful in a year. Protect that hour. Schedule it like a meeting. That's your builder's hour. That's where you shift from consumer to creator. Now, let's hit something deeper: mindset. Every side hustle is also a mirror. It will reflect your fears, your doubts, your discipline, and your growth. You'll face imposter syndrome. You'll compare yourself to others. You'll doubt your abilities. That's part of the process. Not a reason to stop, but a reason to keep going. Tom, who started tutoring in his free time, once doubted anyone would pay him $25 an hour. Now, he's charging $100 an hour and has a waitlist. Why? Because he kept showing up, getting better, and serving well. Skill plus consistency equals income. Eventually. Let's touch on monetization paths. The beauty of these side hustles is that most of them stack. You can start with freelancing, then package what you've learned into a course. You can grow a content audience, then launch a digital product. You can flip products, then teach others how to do the same. Each hustle plants seeds for future ones. It's not linear, it's exponential, but only if you start. If you're wondering which one of these hustles is the best, here's the honest answer: the best hustle is the one you'll stick with long enough to learn from. That's it. There is no perfect hustle, but there is a perfect time. And it's now. You are not too late. You are right on time. The skills you build today are compounding. Just like money in an investment account, your effort and knowledge compound over years. That means the $100 you make in your first month is not small. It's proof. It's traction. It's the first drop of a waterfall. Keep going, because everything you want is on the other side of your first step, and your next one. Let's shift gears now and talk about some overlooked truths that every side hustler needs to understand early. First, there will be rejection. Whether you're pitching your freelance services, posting content with 0 views, or launching a product that gets no sales, rejection will greet you, not to hurt you, but to shape you. Every no refines your message. Every silence builds your patience. Every failure sharpens your resilience. Tom, who we mentioned earlier, failed to sell a single course in his first launch. He spent weeks building it. 0 sales. But instead of quitting, he talked to his audience, adjusted his offer, and relaunched. On the second try, he made $1.300 in a week. Rejection isn't the end, it's a redirect. Second, feedback is a goldmine. Ask people what they want. Ask customers why they didn't buy. Ask clients how you could improve. Feedback is the shortcut most ignore. You don't need to guess. You just need to ask, listen, and iterate. Third, get used to discomfort. Waking up early to work on your hustle before class or your 9 to 5. That's uncomfortable. Making videos of yourself talking to a camera? Uncomfortable. Asking someone to pay you for your skill? Uncomfortable. But guess what? Discomfort is the tuition you pay to grow. You don't grow in comfort zones. You survive there. You grow in the stretch zone. The moment you normalize discomfort, you unlock capacity. Fourth, don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. The YouTuber with 500,000 subscribers? They once had 12. The freelance designer charging $2 per project? They once worked for $50. Growth takes time. Don't measure progress in followers or dollars. Measure it in courage, consistency, and clarity. Now, let's talk about structure. Systems beat motivation. If you rely on motivation, you'll be inconsistent. If you build systems, you'll be reliable. Tom had a simple weekly structure. Mondays and Wednesdays were outreach days. Tuesdays were client days. Thursdays were content creation. Sundays were review and planning. That rhythm created results, not because he was special, but because he was structured. So ask yourself, what's your system? When will you create? When will you promote? When will you review? Make it predictable. Another overlooked asset? Community. Build with others. Join a Discord. Follow creators in your niche. DM people you admire. Share what you're learning. Ask questions. Give value. You are not meant to build alone. You are meant to build in collaboration, not isolation. Side hustles are hard, but they're not as hard when you're surrounded by people who believe in building. 2. Now here's something powerful. Your hustle today can become your business tomorrow. That freelance gig could grow into an agency. That content channel could become your full-time brand. That Etsy store could evolve into your own e-commerce site. But only if you treat it with care today. Nurture it, learn from it, commit to it. Your 20s are your testing ground. Try, fail, reflect, refine. Don't waste these years waiting for certainty. Use them to build capability. Let's close the loop in our next segment, where I'll show you how to take these 7 ideas and build a clear, actionable roadmap based on your goals. Let's map it out now. You've heard the ideas. You've felt the pull. But what should your first 90 days look like if you're serious about starting your side hustle? Let's break it into 3 phases. Phase 1. Week 1 to 4. This is the foundation. Pick one hustle, not 3. Study that lane. Follow top creators in that niche. Watch tutorials. Join forums. Choose your platform. Create a basic offer. Make your first draft. Launch something, even if it's ugly. The goal isn't perfection, it's proof of action. Your job is to get one result, one response, one sale, one subscriber, one signal that the market sees you. Phase 2, week 5 to 8. This is the feedback phase. Gather data. Who's engaging? What's working? What's confusing? Where do people drop off? Where are you wasting time? Improve your product or pitch. Create 2 versions of your headline and test. Ask 3 people in your target audience for feedback. Double down on what's getting traction. Trim the fluff. You're building your own internal compass. This is gold. Phase 3, week 9 to 12. This is the rhythm phase. Now that you've validated, systematize, build a weekly routine, create templates, schedule your output, set a monthly income goal. Keep it realistic but motivating. Start thinking longer term. How do I scale this? How can I reach more people? Can I automate part of this? Can I productize a service? At the end of 90 days, you won't be a millionaire, but you'll be a builder. And that identity is everything. Because here's the truth most people never realize. Starting a side hustle teaches you how to think, how to solve problems, how to market, how to listen, how to build. These are life skills disguised as income streams. And those skills compound. They become tools you'll carry into every career, relationship, and opportunity. Even if your first hustle fails, you've still won. You've still learned. You've still grown. That's the point. Now let's take a moment to get real. There will be days when you'll feel behind, when you'll question if it's worth it, when you'll be tired, unseen, and unmotivated, but you have to keep showing up. Because every expert was once an amateur who didn't quit. Tom didn't make 6 figures his first year, but he made $6 from something he built outside of work. That $6 gave him belief, and belief created boldness. Within 2 years, he'd replaced his full-time income. He wasn't special, he was consistent, and so can you be. So as we wrap up this episode, let this be your reminder. You are capable of building something from scratch. You are capable of learning the skills, finding your audience, solving real problems, and getting paid for it. Don't underestimate the power of your 20s. These are the years where small efforts turn into exponential rewards. Your job isn't to have it all figured out. Your job is to move forward anyway. Action creates clarity, consistency creates results, and time creates momentum. Start today, because the sooner you begin, the sooner you win. Now let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture of what these side hustles unlock beyond money. First, they give you autonomy. When you earn income outside of your job, you regain leverage. You no longer feel trapped in one paycheck, one employer, one industry. You begin to breathe differently, think differently, act with confidence, not desperation. Second, they reveal your true capacity. Most people never find out what they're capable of because they never try. A side hustle isn't just a business. It's a mirror. You'll discover resilience you didn't know you had, creativity that had been dormant, grit that only activates under pressure. Third, side hustles build income skills. Writing, selling, positioning, customer service, branding, systems. These are the muscles of wealth. You won't learn them from school or from most jobs. You learn them by doing. Fourth, they open doors. You meet people. You get invited to projects. You stumble into unexpected opportunities. The creator who built a following on skincare suddenly gets offered a brand deal. The tutor who records YouTube lessons starts getting students from 5 different countries. The flipper who's good at negotiation ends up starting a wholesale business. Action creates luck. Every hustle increases the surface area of your luck. Fifth, they shift your identity. You stop seeing yourself as just a student, employee, or follower. You start seeing yourself as a builder, a creator, a value provider. And when your identity changes, your future changes. Let's pause here and highlight a truth that doesn't get enough attention. You don't need to be extraordinary to win. You need to be intentional. Most people drift. You are choosing to design. That's rare and powerful. The people who build wealth, freedom, and fulfillment are not the smartest or the loudest. They're the most consistent and self-aware. They take action even when it's boring. They review their results without blaming. They keep moving even when it's slow. This isn't glamorous, but it works. Let's get tactical again before we close. If you're listening right now and still not sure where to begin, here's a 5-minute exercise that will give you clarity. 1. List out 10 things you're good at or have done well in the past. 2. Now write 5 problems you've solved for yourself or others. 3. Now write 3 platforms you enjoy using: Instagram, YouTube, Notion, Canva, etc. 4. Finally, circle the overlaps. That's where your first hustle probably lives. You don't have to invent something new. You just have to find something that helps someone solve a problem. That's the business. And don't underestimate small starts. That $20 sale might feel insignificant, but it's not, because it proves someone values what you made. And if one person does, 10 others likely do too. So here's your next step. Pick a hustle. Give it 90 days. Build publicly if you can. Share your journey. Celebrate small wins. Keep learning. Your future self will thank you. We'll finish with a final reflection in the next segment, a message to your 20s. And why this decade could be the most valuable one of your life. If you're in your 20s right now, you're sitting on the most valuable decade of your life, not because everything will be easy, but because everything you do now compounds. You may feel behind, you may feel lost, but you are not. You are in the arena. This is the season where you get to try, to build, to stumble, to stand back up, to discover not just how to make money, but how to become someone who creates value in the world. And that identity will serve you forever. Starting a side hustle isn't about hustling harder. It's about thinking smarter, building systems, testing ideas, creating leverage. It's not about getting rich quick. It's about getting free slowly. So wherever you are, whether you've already started or are starting today, know that you are right on time. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for perfection. Start. Because 1 year from now, you'll wish you had started today. You've got the tools. You've got the ideas. You've got the fire. Now use them. This has been your guide to the 7 easiest side hustles to start in your 20s, and the mindset to go with them. If this episode gave you value, share it with someone you care about. Let's build the future, not someday. Today, let me leave you with one final principle, perhaps the most important one. The difference between those who build something and those who don't often comes down to one word: momentum. Momentum isn't built by thinking. It's built by doing. It's not built in your head. It's built in your habits. And once you have it, it's easier to keep going than to stop. So do one thing today, not 10. 1. Upload the video, message the client, build the product, open the app, block the time, take one intentional step, and then take another tomorrow. This is how empires start, not with fireworks, but with quiet, consistent motion. And years from now, you'll look back and realize that what began as a side hustle became a new identity, a new future, and maybe even a new freedom you never thought possible. It all begins with action. And that part? That's up to you. And one last thing, don't forget to enjoy the journey. Too many people rush through their 20s, trying to get somewhere fast. But your side hustle isn't just a shortcut to income. It's an invitation to explore who you are, what you care about, and what kind of impact you want to have in the world. Enjoy the small wins. Celebrate the first sale. Laugh at the failed posts. Learn from the awkward pitches. Every part of the process matters. This is your lab, your playground, your experiment in self-reliance and growth. You won't get everything right, but you'll get better, and eventually, you'll get results. So take a deep breath, get back to the work, and trust that you're building something that matters. Thanks for tuning in. Keep building, keep believing. I'll see you in the next episode. You're not just starting a hustle, you're starting a habit, a new way of thinking, a new way of showing up in the world. And if you keep going, this will become more than income, it will become transformation. So let's make this the moment you decided to go all in. Your future self is already proud of you.